So you're talking about collaboration, which is quite right. And so I think at this stage, let's deviate from what we normally do in our one-to-one conversation. And let's bring Helen back up here. Helen, come and join us, please. And take a stand here, yeah. Now, in the interest of absolute disclosure, you were the person who introduced me to Tamsin. So it's not like, wow, this is some sort of symbiosis has just arrived by nature. But so you did. But you spoke hugely glowingly of what SSAB do. And they work with you, albeit through other channels, but with Skanska. So what's your thoughts on how you guys and others can take your model of collaboration?
I don't know, shall I answer first?
Yes.
Yeah. I think for us, so when I started the job, I was just selling to the end user. So somebody was fabricating and it was, look, I'd go in and do my sales pitch or not. Since green coats come about, since fossil free's come about, we're doing a lot more CPDs to architects. And we're trying to specify our product, but also to work in partnerships with people down the line. So we would never have dealt with Skanska directly. However, Skanska are the ones that are using our products, albeit not what we're manufacturing, our end user or the user after that is manufacturing. But it's putting Helen in contact with people we supply, either fossil-free steel or green coat steel. So she knows the people we work with. So almost like we're all sharing each other's knowledge and who, I guess, who we deal with.
And how does that roll from your point of view then, as the user of said steel?
Well, for us, it's making sure that we get access to SSAB product because it's mostly used like the fossil-free steel at the moment. It's mostly used in the automotive industry. Yeah. There is some used in like sandwich panel, for example, which is a little bit more interesting for us. But it's making sure that we create the demand for the product in the UK. And to do that, we need to make sure that the architects and designers we work with are aware of your product so that they can specify it when they do design. And we want our supplier to know that you exist, put you on the landscape so that they consider your product and the sub-product that are using Swedish steel so that we can use it and have access to it on our projects.
So that's an interesting dynamic then, so that actually you're influencing your supply chain to use these guys. You'd like to think that they should be coming to you saying, we found something new on the market that we'd like you to use. Yeah. But to be fair, it doesn't matter where the great ideas come from. But so you're actually seeing something take place. And you guys are totally bought into this. It's it's real and it's something that's legitimate. So I think that's absolutely superb. So whilst I've got you both here then, we're doing this sort of future gazing, what's the future look like? Commercially, what's the future for the business?
Commercially, there's a lot of people that want to obviously buy fossil-free steel, and as we're not going to produce it all until 2030, so it will be year-on-year growth. Everybody, all of a sudden, who doesn't buy off SSAB wants to buy off SSAB because we've got the fossil-free. The people we supply already will be allocated a percentage of what they take over the next 6-7 years. There will be a cost implication. However, we feel that that's going to be offset by the fact the CO2, the cost of energy in general, that actually it'll kind of, the gap will close and then eventually it will be on par with all of the steel.
Yeah, which goes back to what Buffy had said earlier, didn't she, about the return on investment from their business is investing in the software and AI to do it, but the ROI comes from reduced energy consumption. So the reduction of the cost of energy is the common denominator of this whole thing. Is that right? Okay. Yeah. And I guess global growth and what are the restrictions, I suppose? Access to raw materials? Really?
No, more so producing what we can produce at the mill. So these integrated mills, we should be able to produce more. At the moment, our 9 million capacity, that is the maximum our mills can produce, just physically produce. Yeah. So hopefully that will exceed.
Yeah.
But I guess it's driven by the demand. So if you get more customer asking for your product, then you can justify scaling up.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And do you see that from, going from main contractors looking at the whole of the lens. Do you see that happening?
Oh, definitely. Well, I know already that some of our competitors in Sweden are working with SSAB because they want to use your steel in structural foundations. So it's happening, and we will look into it. This is the future. The technology is going to be. We know other steel manufacturers are looking at it, so it's not just you in your corner making it happening. We know it's the future. It's just for us. We have to work with clients who are ready to take probably the hit originally financially. To show their commitment to carbon reduction, and then once it's becoming a more common product on the market, the price will probably align with that. But that's the ambition, is showcasing what you're doing on project, and that will happen. There will be clients who want to show like maybe even negative carbon figures on what they're building, and this is how they're going to make it happen.
Yeah, brilliant. I think that's great. I think one of the things that is so important, which is why it's great to have you here, Tamsin, is that with these things is to, people say to me, give me real examples of businesses that are doing this. And if ever there was an example of a large organisation and a supply chain organisation doing it, it's what you're doing here. So I think that's outstanding and must be a hugely exciting place to be in from your point of view.
Absolutely, yeah. I think from just doing sales to a company that is innovative and have come up with this that's way ahead. Like I say, I think our competitors are looking at 2050 maybe as a, we're in scope 2, we were sitting in this before 2030. And we're also scope 3, as in our whole chain. Yeah. We're just way ahead. I can't see anybody catching up.
Yeah. But as you've both said, you still have the desire and ambition to share that knowledge because the whole industry has to go. Otherwise, this isn't just about the share price of one or two organisations. It's about an industry changing, isn't it? So, and we were just talking out there just in the break about the concept of what is systemic change. Well, this is systemic thinking change, isn't it? To say, yes, we've got this innovation, but we're going to share it with other people. So brilliant. Thank you. Hélène, thank you very much for your double act. That was superb.
Yeah,
I like to deviate from the things we haven't done before. Tamsin, brilliant. Well
thank
done.
you.
Round of applause again, if you wouldn't mind.